This is my 2021 Ford Mach-E. I don't call it a Mustang because it's not a Mustang. Ford can call it that if they want. It is so much more than a Mustang. Come on, I'm a Camaro and Corvette guy. You think I'm gonna insult such a wonderful vehicle by calling it Mustang? No. Usually we just call it Mach-E, or we call it Father Torque, or just most of the time Torque for short, because it has this in leaps and bounds. This thing does 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds, easy. Not bad considering it's the family mobile. Overall, I really like it. I've had it since April and it has done an amazing job. Did have level 2 charger installed in the garage because level 1 is your standard 15 amp plug at 120 volts. That takes forever. Not that I drive that much. For the first few months, that was sufficient. However, come early August, the level 2 unit was installed, and now it can be fully recharged in a couple of hours. And if I really need it supercharged, I can take it to level 3 charger over at Wally World up north, and they'll get it back to almost full in like 30 minutes. But I usually don't go all that far with it, and if we do, we either take Bridget's car or we fly. I know I call this a charger. It's not actually a charger. The charger is actually inside the car. This is called electric vehicle supply equipment, but for the shorthand, everyone just calls it a level 2 charger. This is 240 volt, pardon me, at 50 amps. So a lot of power. You ought to see the 50 amp breaker down in the box in the basement. This is a wall box unit. It has Wi-Fi, it has Bluetooth, so does the car. So when it does need a charge, I only charge it once a week or so. So I don't drive all that far on a daily basis. Even if I were still driving to my office, that's 35 miles round trip. No big. I mean, even with level 1, which is that outlet, that used to be what I plugged the mobile charger into and then into the car. But even that would have been enough for my daily use. Okay, here's the interior of my Mach-E. I was going to take it out for a quick jaunt over to my parents' house. Their house is only 4 blocks away. We bought this one. They followed us and my sister, to be fair, a few years later, about 5 years later. Enough of that. Anyways, yeah, I mean, standard steering wheel controls, but not a whole lot of buttons. True to like the Tesla Model Y, it mostly has touch interface. I will admit, for radio and all that, it's fine, but for climate controls inside the vehicle, I don't really like it that much. It's a little too distracting, especially if in the morning you're heading out. Suddenly, I mean, the window's fogging up, and just in time to get to a busy intersection, and you're playing around with that. I mean, not really my favorite. But overall, this car is awesome. It is just so fast. It is roomy. I'm 6'3". We have a preteen and a teenage boy. They both fit behind me, no problem. They did ask me to put in this Tasmanian sunshade. The car does have a glass roof. It is actually really deeply tinted. I told them I wouldn't put in the insert to make it completely opaque, but it does have it cuts down on the light in here. In the winter, I'm pretty sure I'm taking that out. Anyways, enough jawing about this. Let's see what it can do. Okay, well, that may have been a little bit of a misnomer because we're in my neighborhood and the maximum speed here is 25 miles per hour. And if you've ever been to Ohio, you know you don't really speed. It's a capital offense, apparently. But just for the fun of it, we'll do a quick little capital offense and just... yeah, and that was just a quick tap. But yeah, it's smooth, it's quiet. Again, I mean, compared to my Camaro or even the Corvette, it's faster than the Camaro was. That was an older Camaro though, that was a 97. No chance against the Corvette, doesn't need to be. this is just a great car, and I love never having to go to a gas station ever. I mean, the only fluid I have to fill is windshield wiper fluid, and I can order that online or even just pick it up at the grocery store. It doesn't really matter. And like I said, only live a few blocks from my parents, and I'm going to check in on them before my brother goes back to Germany. It looks like he's at work. Yeah, my parents have the worst lip on their driveway. The car freaks out every time it thinks I'm going to have a collision. But that's it. That's basically the intro to Father Torque, my Mach E. Have any questions? Let me know. Thanks.